Natal. President Cyril Ramaphosa is attending a Shembe Church service in Durban today. It forms part of the ANC campaign ahead of its election manifesto launch on Saturday. The church has over 4 million members countrywide. Our reporter Samkele Maseko is there and joins us now live from Durban. Samkele, we saw a part of the ANC train at the big Methodist church in Durban yesterday. Now they're at the Shembe Church. Some saying this is quite fitting because they perhaps believe that the ruling party needs all the help and prayer they can get before the national election.
Yes, indeed, Marcel. They have been crisscrossing the country, not only religious institutions, not only churches. They've been going all over the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Obviously, with the ANC being formed in 1912 in a church in Mangaung, they would obviously go back to the Methodist Church, where President Cyril Ramaphosa, along with Sihlezi Galala and Zandile Kumeta, the regional chairperson of the ANC in eThekwini, were at yesterday before going to the first founding president of the African National Congress. That would be John Langalibalele Dube. So it would tell you that they are tracing their roots and going back to them. It goes back to that pilgrimage, or what they called, or Gwede Mantashe dubbed with Cyril Ramaphosa, the revolutionary pilgrimage of going back to traditional leaders, going back to communities, and going back to religious institutions, as the ANC used to use them during the liberation struggle. You'd remember during the days of the Mass Democratic Movement and the United Democratic Front, the UDF, they used to go to these religious institutions. But also today is a very important day, as the president of the ANC would be coming. I'm just going to step out of shot. I'm not sure if my colleague Joel Matlala can show you, as there is heavy mist here in Ntuze, in Ndwedwe, which is the other Shembe mountain where we are currently at. It's not what many people would dub the original Shembe mountain, which would be if I'm not mistaken, Entlangagazi. Sorry, I almost said Ekpagameni. It's Entlangagazi, which should be on the other side of Ndwedwe. We are in an area called Ntuze. So you'd remember that Shembe is facing its own problems, and they've split many times and have been embroiled in issues of battles over who should lead this church. So this is another part of the Shembe Church where the president is currently at. They decided to move away from the other part of Ndwedwe, which would be Entlangagazi, the original Shembe mountain, and come to this particular mountain, which is in Ntuze, which is still part of the Ndwedwe local municipality.
Now, the keynote address is expected to come from President Cyril Ramaphosa later on. We saw important movements yesterday in the party making a point of ensuring that Cyril Ramaphosa and former President Jacob Zuma appears together at an event yesterday, because that relationship very much in the spotlight as the ANC tries to make various political points in an important province to them. Are we expecting to hear more of the same from Cyril Ramaphosa today around the need for unity within the party?
Cyril Ramaphosa has been on this parade of unity within the ANC ever since his election at Nasrec. So it was not surprising that you had him and former President Jacob Zuma, the former president of the country and of the ANC, alongside one another yesterday at the memorial site of John Langalibalele Dube. It's not surprising at all, particularly after the post of the provincial secretary of the ANC, that would be Mtumiseni Ntuli. He posted on Facebook that they might just roll out a program where both former President Jacob Zuma and Cyril Ramaphosa are in one program, which prompted the ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa to say that former President Mbeki and former President of the country and former Deputy President of the ANC, Kgalema Motlanthe, could not join the ANC's programs yesterday, as they were abroad and not in the country. So it just tells you that they are trying to bring back their former leaders into the ANC and to campaign for their organization. But one interesting point, which many of us tend to forget, the relationship between former President Jacob Zuma and Cyril Ramaphosa goes back to the 1991 conference of the ANC, which was held in this very province in Westville. Sihlezi Galala did point out that that's the very same conference where Cyril Ramaphosa was elected as the Secretary General of the ANC and Jacob Zuma as the Deputy Secretary General of the ANC. So they have worked together in various positions in the ANC, being the Secretariat of the ANC and later on in the presidency of the ANC, when Cyril Ramaphosa came in as the Deputy President to Jacob Zuma in the 2012 Mangaung Conference. So it tells you that they have a long-standing relationship, despite that relationship seemingly coming out in recent times, particularly during the presidency of former President Jacob Zuma in these past 5 to 6 years or 9 years, during when he started being president of the country and when Cyril Ramaphosa came into being deputy president, where Cyril Ramaphosa says that the country went on a downward spiral, or basically many people saying that's a sub-tweet to former President Jacob Zuma. So it tells you they've got a long-standing relationship. Whether they are united or not, only the ANC can tell you that. But what we did see yesterday is that former President Zuma did get a resounding reception in the presence of the incumbent ANC president at the John Langalibalele Dube Memorial yesterday, where the ANC was tracing its roots and celebrating its birthday, when the crowd chanted Zuma, Zuma after Cyril Ramaphosa's address. But here today, Jacob Zuma will not be accompanying the president of the ANC, as Jacob Zuma will be going to the Inkosi Pambata region, which is the Greytown area and the Msinga area. But the incumbent president will be coming here. It's not yet clear whether he will be coming with any other ANC official or any other ANC NEC member, but other ANC top 6 members are deployed in other areas. But he has been in close contact with the Shembe Church. Remember that going towards the 54th National Conference, Cyril Ramaphosa did go to the Shembe Church with the Emperor ANC Secretary General, that would be Senzo Mchunu, who later on lost out in that position against Ace Magashule, who is now the Secretary General of the ANC.
ENCA reporter Samkele Maseko coming to us live there from Durban. Behind him, a Shembe Church service which is underway, where President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to appear in a little while as well.